Hi everyone, today I'll be showing you how to ride a motorcycle. Now, the first thing you're going to want to be familiar with is the throttle, which is up here on your handlebar. This is the equivalent to the gas pedal in the car. The second thing you're going to be familiar with is your brakes. So we have one brake up here, which is this handle. This is for your front wheel. And then down here you have a pedal. It looks kind of like a brake pedal in the car. This is for your rear tire. Next thing you're going to want to be familiar with is your clutch, which is on your left handlebar. Now this is what allows you to switch in between gears and stuff like that, and you're going to want to kind of get used to like where it gets solid. So if you can see, it's pretty loose, but then it gets tight right there when the cable starts to activate. And it's just something you want to keep in mind while you're riding, is to kind of find that spot where it grabs, because if you don't use this properly, or you like let go of it too quickly when you're riding, it can definitely lead to a crash or something, which is dangerous not only for you but for people around you as well. And then down here on the left side where your foot goes is our shifter. Now if you've driven a manual car before, it's kind of the same thing, just instead of using your hand, you're using your foot now. So most bikes are generally one gear down and then you go 4 gears up. Not this one though, this is a 6-speed, so it's 1 down and 5 up. Same concept, nothing changes, just you have 1 more gear going upwards. The next thing is your odometer. Now cars, have a big odometer. It shows you all this stuff. You have a screen maybe and stuff like that. Not the case on motorcycles. Of course, they're smaller, more compact, and you also just don't need all of that extra information. So this is our odometer. It shows us our speed, our RPMs. And then you have a little bit of a screen here that will probably show you, it shows you your gas, and it has all the little hazard lights like a car would. None of the lights are different than in a car. So if you're familiar with the engine light in a car, it'd be the same on here, or your gas light that's right over here. Now to start it, the first thing I want to do is get your ignition knob right here, and just flick this to ignition. You're going to want to make sure it goes to ignition. If your bike has an accessories, you don't want to put it on that, because you can't actually start the bike and the engine. It just turns the battery on to run things like the lights, and that's about it. So not helpful, it just drains the battery. So put it to ignition. Now right here is a little mini dash strip where it shows things like your blinkers, your high beams, and then it will show you need oil whenever it's just sitting like this without it being turned on. Now your blinkers are on each handlebar with the direction corresponding with the handlebar. So right blinker on the right handlebar, left blinker on the left handlebar. You have your lights right here. The lights always stay on, they never turn off. There's no way to turn them off. The only thing that you can do on here is just turn them to high beams or to low beams, and that's it. And you have a little horn right here, and that's about it. Now to start it, you're going to want to turn that to ignition. You're going to want to make sure that this N here in the middle is lit up in green. That means that you're in neutral. If you're not in neutral, then the bike won't start. Now to do that, we just squeeze our clutch, and then with the foot just find neutral until that green light turns on. So see, it pops right on. Now up here on your right handlebar is your ignition, your secondary ignition switch right here. So that's currently in the off form, can't be pushed up. So we're gonna push it down. Now if you hear that little buzzing, that's normal and good. That means that your fuel injectors in the engine are priming themselves to be started. It's kind of like pulling a choke, if you know what that is, on like a lawnmower or an older version of a motorcycle. And then up here is our electric start button. You're just gonna hold that down, and then the bike starts right up. And then with the throttle, and then to turn it off, you simply flick the ignition back to the off position, and it turns the bike right back off. Hope you learned something. Thank you for watching.